Good day, everyone. My name is Amaniwe Cindy. I'm here to discuss with you cache mapping and page replacement algorithms. So let's first look at cache mapping first. So when we talk about cache mapping, we're talking about a fast and small memory that is situated between the CPU, that's the central processing unit, and the main memory. So cache mapping is defined as a technique by which content of main memory is brought into the cache memory. Actually, you can talk about it as a transformation of data from main memory to cache memory in brief. So when we talk about mapping, we're looking at three types of mapping, with cache mapping, which are direct, associative, and set associative mapping. So we're going to look at associative mapping first. So under this type of mapping, the mapping of the main memory block can be done with any of the cache blocks. Like what I mean to say is both the address and data of the main memory word are stored. Like this method used by cache memory is very flexible and very fast. Actually, in other words, it's known as fully associated cache mapping. So this type of mapping overcomes the disadvantage of direct mapping by permitting each main memory block to be loaded into any line of the cache. So one of the advantages of this type of mapping is it is fast, since it can be done with any of the blocks, and it is also easy to implement as well. But the disadvantage of it, however, is the cache memory implementing this type of mapping is expensive, as it requires to store address along with the data, which makes it very lengthy. So let's look at direct mapping. For this case, each memory block is assigned a specific cache. Under this type of mapping, instead of storing total address information with data cache, only part of the address bits is stored along with the data, and the new data has to be stored only in a specific cache location as per the mapping rule for direct mapping. So it doesn't need a replacement algorithm. The advantage here is that only the tag field is required to match while searching a word, which makes it very easy, and it is less expensive compared to associative mapping. And the disadvantage is that the performance of direct mapping cache requires replacement for data tag values. So let's look at set associative mapping. Set associative mapping, under this type of mapping, there are two or more words can be used under the same index address, and here every data word is stored along with its tag. So the number of tag data words under an index is said to form a text. And the advantage of this type of mapping is that it has the highest hit ratio compared to other mapping functions. Thus its performance is considerably better. And the disadvantage of it is that it is very expensive, because as size increases, automatically the costs increase as well. So let's look at page replacement algorithms. So in an operating system that uses paging memory for management, a page replacement algorithm is needed to decide which page needs to be replaced when a new page comes in, because it is needed in terms of order, and each computer follows its own page replacement algorithms. Like each operating system has its own. So that's some of the page replacement algorithms include, we have first in, first out. It can be abbreviated as FIFO. Under this algorithm, the operating system keeps track of all pages in the memory in a queue. The oldest page at the front of the queue, and when a page needs to be replaced, the page in front of the queue is selected for renewal, and it goes on and on and on. So there is also optimal page replacement. Under this algorithm, the page which would be used after the longest interval is replaced. In other words, the page which is the farthest to come in an upcoming sequence is replaced. Yeah, I think this is quite self-explanatory. Then there's least recently used, which is Under this algorithm works on previous data. The page which is used the earliest is replaced, which appears earliest in the sequence. Then we have most recently used, and for this algorithm, a page which has been used frequently is the one that is replaced. Thank you so much for listening.